So we will talk about adverbs. Adverbs. So adverb, it's a part of the sentence that we add to give more sense to the location, to the time we are talking about. On this time, we will learn about adverbs of frequency is connected with time. So when we do something the 100% of the time, we use always. Can you please read the example for always? Enrique.
Yes. I can see. Yes. I always study after class.
Thank you. When I do something 90% of the time, I use usually. Can you read the example, please? Josue?
For example, usually on the weekend, on Sunday, I go to the church.
On that case, that would be always. I always go to the church on Sundays.
Okay. Okay.
Josue usually goes to church. Bishop or Josue, look at
I
Josue
think
is not
in my
going.
mind, the meaning is confusing always and usually.
Usually it's something that we do 90% of the time. I usually walk to work.
Okay.
When we do something 80% of the time, we use normally or generally. Can you read the example, please, Alison?
I normally get good marks.
I normally get good marks. When I do something 70% of the time, we use often or frequently. Can you read the example, Manuel, please?
Yes, teacher. Often or frequency. I often read in bed at night.
When I do something 50% of the time, I use sometimes. Can you read the example, please, John Steven?
I sometimes sing in the shower.
Very good. When I do something 30% of the time, I use occasionally. Occasionally. Can you read the example, Miguel?
I occasionally go to bed late. Go to bed late.
Thank you. 10% of the time, seldom. Can you read the example, please? Joshua, seldom.
I seldom put salt on my food.
5% of the time, hardly ever, hardly ever. Or rarely, rarely. Can you read the example, Abner?
Okay, teacher, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I hardly ever get angry.
Thank you. I hardly ever get angry. And 0% of the time we use never. Darlis, can you help me to read?
How do you say vegetarians?
Vegetarians.
Vegetarians. Vegetarians never eat meat.
Do we have some vegetarians people here? Some veggies?
No.
No veggies? Okay. Okay, I like meat, but it's kind of interesting. the veggie topic. We will talk about that maybe in one class. Pay attention to the structure to build a sentence with adverbs of frequency. First, we have the subject, Daniel. Then we add the adverb, always, usually, normally, sometimes. Then we have the main verb, play, study, speak. And this time, passes his exams. This is with regular verbs. When I have the verb to be, I have the subject, and I have the verb to be first, and then I have the adverb. He, subject, is, verb to be, always, adverb, happy, the complement. So repeat in your houses, please. Always, 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 usually. Move your lips. Usually. Normally. Generally. Normally. Generally. Often. Frequently. Sometimes. Sometimes. Occasionally. 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 Seldom. 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 Hardly ever. Repeat. Hardly ever. Rarely. Rarely. Never. Never. All right. Jerry?
Teacher, how do you pronounce rarely, please?
Rarely. Rarely.
Rarely.
Rarely.
Thank you.
So now please write one sentence with 5 adverbs in your notebook. 5 adverbs, 1 sentence for each adverb. So it's 5 sentences.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, what there are the possibility the verb to be coined after the verb frequency, or no? For
And
example,
can you...
so okay, my question is, there are the possibility the verbs to be after the adverb frequency.
He is
For
happy
example,
always.
he always is happy or no. I don't know. I read a book.
It doesn't sound grammatically correct, but I will not be surprised if you hear that from someone. Mhm. The correct way to say it is verb to be first. I recommend you to say it with the verb to be first. But if you listen someone saying it like in reverse, don't follow that example. That's not correct. That's not correct.
Okay. Okay.
The
Thank
rule
you,
is the verb to be first. She is never angry. We are normally normally happy, normally good, normally on time, etc. Jerry?
Teacher.
So I can use with subject verb to be or not verb to be, okay? Is in the final part is subject, the structure is subject, adverb plus main verb. And I can use both one or other.
It depends what you are speaking. Because verb to be, it's a verb, right? And if you are using a regular verb, you are using a different action than verb to be.
For example, the TJ, Testigo de Jehová, the TJ never drawn blood. Is correct?
The J-Dubs, Jehovah Witnesses, the J-Dubs never donate blood. We follow this structure. J-Dubs, Jehovah Witnesses, never donate blood.
Thank you.
Teacher, I have a question. Is the same form in simple past or no?
Yes. For any tense. For any tense. Five sentences. Please raise your hand when you finish, okay? So I can know that you are ready. Can you share your sentences, Enrique?
Yes. Yes. I always feed my dog at 9 a.m. Can you hear me?
Yes. Continue.
I never smoke. I sometimes dance when I go to a party. I usually take the shower at night. And I am rarely sleeping.
Thank you. John, can you continue with your 5 sentences?
Okay, I always go to the church on Sundays. I usually read the scriptures. I hardly ever sleep 6 hours. I sometimes do exercise. I occasionally clean my backyard.
Excellent. Very good. Let's go with Jose. Can you share your sentences, please?
I usually do exercise every day. My